Welcome to the special edition of the Optimist podcast. We're talking about growth retention this year, and I'm really pleased to announce that we have a great guy on our that did great growth this year, Ed Finland from the Kids Mental Health Canada Optimist Club. Ed, thanks for being with us.
You're welcome, Shane. Thank you very much for having me.
So you had some pretty good retention this year, but we're going to talk about that. But tell us a little bit about yourself, Ed. How did you get involved in being an optimist?
Well, I started this club with my wife and another person, so we're charter members of the Kids Mental Health Optimist Club of Canada. We started it in 2015. I'm a musician, did some music, and we had a child in the neighborhood that was having some stress issues, and there was no medical personnel looking after those issues, and we started talking about what we could do to sort of help kids having big feelings and stress feelings and all kinds of other stuff that's going on with kids today. And we got in touch with some optimists in the area because we realized from our own kids with soccer clubs and other things that the Optimist organization was a good organization for kids. And through that process, we started the Kids Mental Health Optimist Club. That was in 2015. That's how we started it. And through music, we started raising funds and then started putting our program together for mental health.
And mental health these days is so important to keep kids and adults. I don't think people realize how good mental health can make you feel better and do better.
Absolutely. And what we found through studies that we've done with teachers, and also we have Dr. King from the University of Western Ontario here, who's a child psychologist, dealing with children, being able to speak to adults about their feelings and how they can control those feelings. And as we all know in today's society, kids are coming from a lot of different environments. And, the Optimist organization, through our creed, we're dedicated to trying to find a better way for kids in our community. So that's what we're all about.
Is that what keeps your membership engaged and focused as a club member?
Yes. Well, I would say that what keeps us focused is that we have a special program that we've developed over the 10 years called the Poppy program. And that program is where we have created films. And if you go on to our website, M.I. understanding, which is Am I Understanding Mental Health, Am I Understanding, you'll see the various films we put together for children. It features a rabbit. This is kind of our thing that we hand out, which is talking to children. There's puppets. We've used the puppeteers from Fraggle Rock, which you may be familiar with. And we've done films for children that help them understand their feelings and work towards speaking to adults about their feelings. That program has been distributed throughout the schools in our area. It's also making to Western Canada, Optimist clubs in Western Canada. Also Michigan, we've been involved in meetings with the Michigan Optimists. They are using the program. It's in a number of hospitals. And basically, Shane, what this does is keeps our retention. It keeps people interested in our program because, as you've already stated, people recognize that mental health is a huge issue with our kids. And our members are very dedicated to that whole program and are engaged in that program. So it's not hard to keep them. And it's been really good getting new members as well who are interested in it.
So these films you make, are they made and produced by your club that you have within?
Yes, we sponsor them, although we've applied and got a number of grants through the Canadian Children's Optimist Foundation, which, as you know, creates tax receipts for corporations. TD Bank just provided a $76,000 grant to us to involve Indigenous children and for these films and programs for Indigenous children in Canada. We've been meeting with Calgary Optimists and Calgary Optimist clubs out west, and the whole program's taking off quite significantly. And we hope that we can engage OI, Optimist International, with their OWL program because we have a plan that would keep both programs going very well. So I made that suggestion to the executive of Optimist International. We'll see how that goes, but that's underway.
So tell us a little bit about your program and how that keeps members focused.
Well, I think the thing that engages our members is the fact that just about everybody in our club, like I'm sure most Optimist clubs, have had either children or nieces or nephews or whatever. And we've obviously seen a difference from when we were raising our kids to the kids and from conversation with teachers and others of what's going on today. And there seems to be a lot more stress today with children. Not sure exactly how that's created. And I can tell you that we are not the, and we tell the psychologists and the teachers, we're not the experts in this. We are simply a club trying to promote an answer, something that will provide children with something that will help them through their anxiety and their stress. And so we engage the professionals to give us those answers, and they've been involved in developing these films. And I think if you see them, you'll be quite impressed with them. They're very engaging. We've had great response from kids. With the Poppy program, they get this rabbit that you see, it gets sent to them. The Optimist Club gets to distribute this with the program, with the films, and families can actually sit and watch the films together and have conversations. And that's been a huge benefit for us and for our membership because everyone sees the benefit of the program.
So your members are loving this project, which keeps them involved in your Optimist Club.
And brings in new members. That's the other thing I've been saying to, I'm fortunate enough I got elected to be our governor for SWAT, so Southwestern Ontario for next year. And the thing I'm excited about is that we can try to work to develop this program more in our area and also throughout Optimist International. I can see the benefits of how to bring families on board to optimism, to what we're all about with our creed. Just about everything in our creed is represented in what we do with these films and what we're doing for kids. So it's not too hard once people are involved in the program to retain and stay and bring other folks in. Now, to be very direct and honest, we've had our ups and downs with membership, but we have really been on a good incline lately. I think mainly because of all the things that are going on in the world, all the things that are going on for everybody, and they just see the benefit of these films that we're doing. So we're pretty thrilled. We're pretty fortunate too that we've had professional puppeteers join in helping us do this, and that we've been able to get grants and money raised to be able to pay them and to have this stuff done. So it's a win-win. We're lucky. We're very fortunate.
And what are some of the other projects your clubs do? Or they do social activities to get to know each other better? Is
Well, we do, through music. We've got what's called the Woodshed Concert Series, which we get together in a garage or in a hall, and we play music, and we bring people together for that music and various bands in the area. We've also had projects where we've raised money to provide children who have been homeless with a camp for the summer. We've done that. But we really focus on our whole mandate is 12 and under, children 12 and under, and mental health. So all of the money that we raise, all the programs we raise, go towards programs that will help children that we feel may have some mental health issues, or we can try to give them support so they don't feel the stress or the issues that can occur and start the mental health spiral. That's what we're trying to do. So,
what are
so
some
it
of the things?
just,
Sorry,
sorry,
what are
Jim.
some of the things you use to recruit new members with your membership retention?
Well, the primary thing that we do is at these gatherings, new people come in. We'll talk to them about belonging. I always discuss it on the microphone with the band, that type of thing. We've done a number of larger events where we've talked about what optimists are all about. But primarily through the Poppy program and through us meeting with other groups, the police, the ambulance, the staff, the hospitals, the teachers, people start to understand what our Optimist program is all about. And we're a very specific program. We're not a typical Optimist club. We are a dedicated club towards this, a specialty club for lack of better terminology. And we don't do all the sports programs. We don't do the oratorical, that stuff. We're dealing with and trying to help families that are in stressful situations or having a difficult time. And we try to promote and help them with our programs.
And your retention rate has stayed pretty steady over the last quarter, and that's a
Right.
great way to
Yeah.
keep your membership engaged in projects and keep them excited.
Yeah, and part of that's because not only through this program, but we've just recently been involved, like I said, out west with this indigenous. We just got this large grant from TD Bank to support the program, and that helps us do further development for the kids.
So besides the this project you guys focus on with the puppets, do you have any other projects that
Yeah, really, that's pretty much what we focus on, Shane. Uh, like I said to you before, we have had a Helping Hands grant that we provided to teachers to bring in various programs for mental health in the classroom. We provided money to the schools for that. We've provided money for uh, single moms for Christmas gifts for kids. We've been involved in providing direction with respect to parents who are struggling in the school system when their child has been identified with issues, what we call the PIPE program, which is a program that helps go in with the parents to the meetings with the teachers to help them understand what's going on, with the psychologists, that type of thing, to try to be there as support. Because oftentimes people go into these programs, they don't, or in the meetings, they don't know what's going on about their child. They're confused, and we try to spend some time with them to give them some direction and help and comfort and support. So those are some of the programs that are going on, but they're all, like I said, directed towards support and help for mental health. And as I said to you before, I think that's what helps our retention and helps bring new members is because of the interest and the understanding of mental health. Yeah.
and I'm sure your club members you have that are connected to the schools and the place where you get these projects in. Is that how that step worked?
Yeah, the teachers have been very good about employing the program. We've had struggles too. We've had issues where some schools don't want to do it, or maybe you don't have a principal that wants to lead or do it properly, so you have to work your way into it. It was initially difficult to get it all going, but it seems to be going in a very good direction now. People have started to see the benefits of these films, and as I said to you and to the viewers, if you could look at M period I period understanding and see the films, I think you'd understand what we're saying. It's a great push forward for optimists. It's a great opportunity to bring in new optimists into your club. I'd highly recommend if you want to get involved in the program to let me know, and I can certainly get the details of the program out to you. And I think what you'll find is you'll get new membership. You'll get an opportunity to bring people in that will understand true optimism and what we're trying to do.
What advice do you have for clubs that are looking to retain their membership in their clubs? Because obviously, this is a huge one of the problems with Optimist International that we're running into is we're not really retaining new members most of the time, plus adding new members. What advice do you have to clubs out there to kind of retain that membership?
Well, it's a bit of a radical thinker on this stuff, Shane, and for next year for SWAT for our district, I've got some ideas that are, I think, maybe different than what has traditionally been done. I think that we have to engage our membership into the things that um, truly they are dedicated to. So I think each club needs to really look at how many programs they're running, what their membership really wants to be engaged in, where their heartfelt true feelings are with respect to the Optimist Creed and what's important to them, and what energies they can put into the programs to make sure that that's the most significant thing. Because what I've found is I think sometimes, I'm not saying all the times, and I certainly am not trying to judge other optimist clubs, but I think sometimes we can get very diluted with all kinds of programs. And maybe some people get lost in, what are we doing this week? What are we doing that? What's my role? What can you do? And in our group, we try to be very definitive of what the role is and what they're going to be involved in, what they're going to be doing. It doesn't always work for everybody, it doesn't. That's reality. But I do know for me, the Optimist Creed has been a driving force. It's something that we use, and with respect to what we're trying to do, and I think maybe clubs need to focus a little bit on that, and also focus on the 3 or 4 programs in their club that really make a difference and people are really engaged in, that they really want. Whether it's a Santa Claus parade, or it's a soccer club, or it's a hockey club, or a baseball team, whatever that is for kids in your community. I think it's important for the Optimist clubs to focus on, 3 or 4 items that they really care about, that they really want to work on as a group, and then build around that a team engaged in that effort. And I think that's where you get the leadership. That's where people get engaged in the whole project. And it's, it's like a good football team, baseball team, or hockey team. You're engaged in trying to make it happen as a group. And don't make it about everything. Make it about some specific things. I mean, that's what I think makes a difference.
So focusing on one project has made your club stronger.
Well, I mean, I would maybe just not one, but I mean, I think clubs have way too many things going on sometimes, I think. But again, others may disagree with that. I think, three or four things in a club is probably the best way to go. That's my opinion on it. I find that when you focus on those things, then people are dedicated to that. The other thing is to make sure you schedule, the meetings and the time that you're doing these things around their own worlds. And I know people do that, but sometimes I think it can be a little over the top in the sense of, does it have to be each month? Does it have to happen the same way each time? I can tell you that, my view of our zone meetings and our, SWAT meetings, I'm hoping to engage things that have a whole lot more of uh, relaxing time and enjoying time and getting together as a group and focusing on what, as a SWAT, as an entire area, what we want to do in optimism. And I may be a dreamer a bit, but I think we need to be more engaged in what direction we're going in. And I think we need to be in 2026. We have to really think forward. We have to be forward thinkers of what we're doing here. I'm not sure
Well,
that's happened as much as it should.
and I can tell you how much we appreciate you being on the podcast to talk about.
Oh,
I
thank
really
you. Well,
inspires.
thanks for the opportunity for having me. I appreciate that.
Well, I hope this inspires some clubs to kind of think outside the box and maybe borrow some of your ideas to make their
Well, I
clubs.
hope so. I hope so. And like we have the Poppy program, we'll spend time with whoever is interested in it. We'll provide the information whoever wants to do it. And we're also happy to meet with any club on Zoom or however it works to discuss it.